What's happening, everybody? How's everyone's Sunday going? See, ours is going pretty crappy. Well, anyway, today is February 4th, I believe. The last video I sent to everyone, we were doing the same thing. That was, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I suppose. Well, we had got Wnter pretty quick there after that video. We got like 20 inches of snow in the course of a week. And then it turned cold for like a week, 10 days, like it was zero, below zero, you know, temperatures, you know, real feel of 20, 30 below or whatever. Then it turned, and now, well, as you can see, there's a lot of snow left. It turned warm. You know, it's been in 40s, 50s. You know, now yesterday I think it was probably 50 plus. Today it's probably going to be as warm, if not even warmer. So we're trying to get some manure hauled. Well, it's still kind of froze out yet and it's starting to unthaw. So we'll see how much longer we've hauled. I think this is the 4th load this morning. I think Dale hauled 4 loads yesterday, and it got too greasy for him. So I think this one is the 4th one today, and I don't know how many more. I think there's probably maybe 2, maybe 3 loads maybe in the barnyard to haul yet. I don't know if, I'm not totally sure if we'll get to it. So if we'll get it all done or not, it's getting to be, luckily enough where I'm hauling right now, the sun hasn't been hitting very long. So we'll see what comes of it. So, but yeah, we have had winter and then now spring. And then it sounds like this week even it's supposed to be, I just heard on the radio they were talking like 50s and rain at the end of the week. So one good thing about when before it snowed, there wasn't any frost in the ground yet. And so it should be, all of this that's melted has been pretty much has went right in the ground. We haven't had any flooding or runoff really at all. So that's a bonus after what our summer was. We have all that extra moisture. So yeah, it's spring, I guess now, but I got a funny feeling that winter is going to rear its ugly head at some point yet. So yeah, we're hauling it up on the ridge. We got a couple of fields that we're actually doing corn on corn on, because we're going to change up some of the strips. I talked about that. Some of the corn is going to be corn on corn, so we're trying to get that covered with as much manure as we can. So it's good for it. So, but yeah, other than that, we haven't been doing much to say. It was cold for a couple of weekends there. Thought maybe we're going to be done hauling manure until spring, because we had so much snow. There was no way we were hauling anywhere, because the tractor we don't have chains for this tractor anyway. And we got chains on the 684 for you know, using the loader and stuff, pushing snow, but we don't have any chains for this tractor. But now here we are. So cows are gonna start having calves. It's gonna be 6 weeks, 8 weeks out yet, so About another month from now, we're going to have to get them run through the chute and get them their dose of selenium and pregnancy check them, make sure that they're pregnant. Yeah. So this tractor, a little bit of this winter, we want to do some work. This tractor I ended up buying. That's the headliner. If you can't see it, but that's the old headliner, and this is no good. So I bought a headliner kit for it. I bought a new radio because that one, the last 2 years, has, well, the tune knob quit working like a year ago, a little over a year ago, and then so we only were able to tune it by pushing the buttons, so you can get maybe 1 or 2 radio stations to come in. And then this fall, when I was disking with it, that quit working. So I'm like, well, the radio is 45 years old almost. I might be older than that, because that's probably older than the tractor is, because I'm sure they just had radios laying around in the factory when they were building the tractor. So the tractor's an 80. So, I mean, it's minimum 44 years old. But I'm like, well, I'm just going to buy a new radio for it. Well, I got the headliner out because I got to take it out anyway. So I bought a factory replacement radio from R Tractors out of Illinois. He makes a factory radio that looks just like it, other than it's digital. And I bought that. And then the other day, in the other video, when you saw me, I had already bought the stuff at that point, but that video that I was, last time I was spreading Manure, all of a sudden the radio started working. So I don't know if it knew its fate, but it's still not working. The tuning is it's real touchy. So we're gonna put a new radio in it anyway, and the new headliner. And then I bought a door, kit to shock, basically a door shock that mounts up here in the corner to hold the door open, because that's got a door catch in it down there that doesn't work anymore. So I bought a kit. I think K&M actually makes the kit. And I bought, I think, from Allstate Ag Parts or something like that. Maybe Steiner. I don't think it was Steiner. And then the headliner comes from Fair. I believe it's how you call it, Fair or FAR, F-E-H-R cab kits. I bought one of those, and I'm going to put one of those in. So between this and we got a little bit of work to do to the baler. I got to put a new pump on it that runs the net wrap. That leaks like a sieve. I think that's part of my problem on why it just makes random small bales. I think that the oil is leaking on the belt that runs it, and then the belt gets wet. It gets just enough tension put on it that it starts to grab, and then it runs and wraps a bale that's only like 2 foot tall. So anyway, so yeah, that's the video. I think we don't have a whole lot. We're gonna spread some manure, a couple more loads, I think, and feed the cattle, and we'll see what else the day plans for us. But I might get some video of us loading up here real quick. But yeah, spreading the manure on the ridge takes a little longer than if we spread it in the bottom. Normally we would spread in the bottom. What Dad always did when we had milk cows, because it was closer to home when we didn't have chains. We used to have chains. Dad used to spread with 300 because that was a gas tractor, started better. So we would spread manure with the 300, but once Dad bought, we had a night slinger manure spreader. We bought that. It was just too big for that tractor, so we started just hauling the 986, and never bought chains for it. So, and we still don't have chains for it. But the manure needs to be on the ridge because, well, gravity works, and all of the nutrients from the ridge, run downhill to the bottom, so our soil on the bottom is really good nutrients in it, but it just, so we don't need to really spread manure in it down here. We need it up on the ridge, because that soil up there doesn't have as much, you know, fertilizer, nutrient in it. So that's why we put it on the ridge. It takes a little longer, but I think in the long run it's worth it. Anyway, I don't know if we're gonna get any footage of actually loading, but you can about imagine scooping manure and putting it in the manure spreader. So anyway, I'm about home, and Dale's getting some round bales with the 756, and we'll talk to you guys later.